No one's entitled to come into the U.S. illegally, much less remain here. And no one's entitled to a visa.
That's what Secretary of State Marco Rubio just said on the April 8th, 2025 episode of Triggered with Donald Trump Jr.
Thank you again, Mr. Secretary, for taking the time. I guess, to start off, it was interesting to see the Supreme Court yesterday, in my opinion, smartly lifted the restraining order against the Trump administration as it relates to the ability to deport Tren de Aragua, murderous drug-dealing gang members to El Salvador. Can you talk about that historic work coordinating with President Bukele of El Salvador to get these criminals actually off of our streets?
Well, a couple things. The most important thing about that court ruling is it said you have to file it. You have to go before the judge wherever those people are being held before they're sent abroad. Because right now what was happening is these activists were basically just finding a court. They would find, they forum shop. They find where can I find a friendly federal judge that gives me the highest probability of victory in court. So you have over 600 something district court judges. And so you have a guy in New Jersey or a guy in New York or a guy in DC basically enjoining the entire country.
Rubio says the High Court's ruling isn't just a legal win, it's a victory for the Constitution and for public safety.
I mean, one of these federal judges has the power to stop the entire federal government in all 50 states and every one of our territories. And so I think the most important thing the court said is, number one, if you want to fight these things, you have to fight it in the jurisdiction where they're being sent from or being held, in this case, Texas, which clearly, for whatever reason, these lawyers didn't want to go to Texas to file it, right? And then the other is just the power of the federal government to conduct foreign policy. We have a judge right now that is basically trying to order the federal government, the executive branch, to bring people back. We can't live in a country, it's just not constitutional, where judges are now conducting the foreign policy of the United States.
And when critics complain, Rubio fires back, arguing that protecting violent criminals' rights over law-abiding citizens is madness.
You see the rap sheet on some of these people. It's one of the worst collections of human beings I've ever seen in my life, and I'm glad they're no longer in the United States. What country in the world would assume millions of people in a mass migration, not to mention thousands and thousands of people that are members of dangerous gangs and either have criminal records in their home country or here, or are part of groups that commit crimes? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard that some country would want to keep them there. And what they're basically telling the American people is these people that are in our country illegally, and by the way, are dangerous, somehow have the same rights, if not more rights, than everyday citizens in our country who are law-abiding, were born here or naturalized here, or legal citizens of the United States. It's the same issue with the student visas. We have this concept that's been built up that this is somehow a right, that people are entitled to a visa. No one's entitled to come into the U.S. illegally, much less remain here. And no one's entitled to a visa.
Catch the full interview at the link below and keep riding that MAGA road.